So it's a funny picture of me smiling right there, but that was from 2022. So that's around like 2.5 years ago. I now go all the way forward to 2024, 2025, right? From zero to community expert, like you can see the progress that we've been making. So I went from destroying my life, literally in 2022, vaping, doing all these sorts of drugs, knowing nothing about business. Like literally, my life was going downhill. This was in 2022, and I've turned my whole life around. Right, in the span of 2 years, turned my whole life around, cleaned up all my bad habits, fixed myself up, got into all these good habits, and then eventually got into business and helping scale multiple school communities past 3,000 members and generating over like $40,000 in revenue. But yeah, that's my zero to community expert story. So before we dive in, let me ask you something. Which of these sounds so familiar, right? Let me guys know in the chat. Put your hand up. Posting content but getting zero engagement. Watching your members churn as fast as they join, and then working hard every single day with no members joining.
But I have that if you want somebody to talk.
No, I'm just like, sorry, what did you say? Oh, it's there for me. But yeah, working hard every single day for like getting like nothing to show for it. Feeling overwhelmed with like all this expert advice online on YouTube and stuff, and just wondering if you're wasting your time. Like, if any of this sounds familiar, drop a yes in the chat. Drop a yes in the chat. If like any of what I said sounds familiar, I'm sure like everyone should be like dropping yes in the chat. I mean, yeah, exactly. Like it's crazy, right? Like we've had all this information, but still we can't like find a way to implement it, find a way to grow our school community. Yeah, it's insane. But yeah, man, I'm gonna like break down all this. So today I'm gonna show you guys. So there's gonna be a three-step framework or three steps which I'm gonna cover. So we're first gonna go over the exact system that school games winners use to build their community. And now, how do I know this? Well, I'm actually going for the school games, so I'm probably like documenting my journey. And also, I've been in touch with many school games winners, like a lot of school games winners. So I'm actually being mentored by a couple as well, so I know how, what they're using, what they did to win the school games. Then I'm going to go over the exact traffic growth blueprint I used to scale my community past 3,400 members. And then finally, we're going to go over how I generated $40,000 in revenue last year. Okay, those are the three things we're going to cover in today's masterclass. So, but you guys already know what? Like, you guys already know I was not like from the beginning. I was not like the person I am right now from the beginning. In September 2022, I was in my room. Imagine this, right? September 2022, it's dark, it's 3 a.m. I'm vaping, scrolling mindlessly through YouTube. My parents are working multiple jobs to support us. And here I am, like, I'm wasting my life away. The guilt that I had, it ate me alive. Like, the guilt that I had, I just had something. There was something that had to be changed, right? And there was a moment where I think this YouTuber Hamza burst onto the scene, and it was on a September, and it was like afternoon, and I was watching one of his YouTube videos. I caught onto that. It was called "How to Destroy Your Lizard Brain," and that moment changed everything. Like my life was down here, like down bad bottom, like really, really bad. And that moment where Hamza came on changed absolutely everything. Right? I got into self-improvement. I started building these good habits. I had to slowly work away and destroy all these bad habits that were in my life, like more than 10, 15, 20 bad habits. And yeah, and then moving forward, like we were going uphill, right? We were making progress in life. Like in 2023, I actually got into business. So what I did, I was exploring different business models. But then again, life took a massive hit, right? It was going up, and then all of a sudden it started plateauing and go back down. I was doing drop shipping. I lost money on ads. Affiliate marketing was getting those sales. YouTube agency, right? Clients were ghosting me. Content creation, literally barely any views. Like these are just some of the business models that I was like doing, and none of them just worked, right? I discovered something. Right? I discovered something crazy. But before I show you that, like, look at this, right? This is current balance at the time. I was in debt at the time as well. I was in debt at the time. I owed some of my coaches money, which I didn't even pay. But yeah, that's funny. And also on top of that, you guys can see in the bottom right on the screen all the different business models that I tried. Like it's just insane the amount of business models I tried. But yeah, now let's move on. So fast forward to today, right? Now fast forward to today, see the progress, making no sales, low money, clients ghosting me, I'm in debt. Now I've scored the 1% club, past 3,500 members, and some other communities over 10,000 members on different platforms. But then you can bring the fundamentals that I've used on scaling those platforms, on scaling school communities. So that makes sense, right? Transform dozens of lives with the system. If you guys can zoom in on that screenshot, you guys can see I've got like a lot of testimonials. I've like saved people's lives. Like one guy was suicidal. I'm genuinely being serious. One guy was suicidal, and fast forward to today, he's making $5,000-6,000 a month with his school community. Like it's insane the amount of progress you can make. And you guys can see this some of the screenshots I generated. This was like in 1 month from my business. They generated 40K last year in revenue, and now we're going past that. Right. So the real opportunity isn't in creating more content. It's in creating the right system. Now type yes if you agree.